Hello, this is Eric Gertis, President-elect of the Pocahontas Chamber of Commerce. On behalf of the Chamber, thank you to everyone who helped make Heritage Days 2026 a success. Whether you attended the parade, enjoyed the live music, participated in the activities, or volunteered behind the scenes, we appreciate everyone who helped make the weekend possible. Thank you to our sponsors, local businesses, and volunteers for your support. We're also proud to be the June sponsor of the Record Democrats On the Record Updates and Echoes podcast. As we wrap up Heritage Days, we're already looking ahead to our next events, the Princess City Car Show and Carnival coming up in August. We hope you'll join us for another great weekend in downtown Pocahontas. Follow the Pocahontas Chamber of Commerce on Facebook or visit our website to stay up to date on upcoming events.
Welcome to the Echoes portion of the show. I'm Erin Summers. With me this week is Parker Aden from the Pocahontas Chamber of Commerce. He is here because the Chamber is sponsoring us this month, and today we are doing the Echoes portion together. We have just wrapped up Heritage Days, or will have wrapped up Heritage Days by the time this releases, and I was thinking about that, and then I was thinking about some photos that a Pocahontas resident brought in. It's of a parade in downtown Pocahontas, and the print date was October 1962, which sent me looking for a parade in Pocahontas in 1962 in the archives. And I don't know if it was the same parade. Looking at them, it could be homecoming because there was some school band stuff, or it could have been, I discovered, Ridiculous Day. From August 23rd, 1962, like the bottom almost quarter of a page is photos from the annual Ridiculous Day parade held in town on Friday. Eager shoppers and spectators from Pocahontas and the surrounding areas jammed the streets to attend the parade and take advantage of the ridiculous bargains offered by Pocahontas merchants. Had you ever heard of Ridiculous Days?
I feel like once upon a time my mom had mentioned, like, she remembered them.
Yeah.
But outside of that, no, I haven't found like a secret folder of...
That would be really awesome.
I know, right?
I do wonder, as I started looking through stuff, if it was almost more... Well, I mean, I think it would have been the Chamber, but it's just really hard to tell. Like, the stuff in the papers from the 50s and 60s weren't super, super specific. But what I did find was that it started in March in 1954. And this is from March 4th, 1954. And it's just a little bit of information up here. You can see just kind of on the top left. And Ridiculous Days promotion scheduled here next week. A special spring promotion, it does say, by the Pocahontas Chamber of Commerce is scheduled for next weekend, March 11th, 12th, and 13th. The 3-day affair, Ridiculous Days, will feature a community-wide selling event. Many special events and promotions will be on tap for shoppers from this area during Ridiculous Days. Look for further details in next week's Record Democrat. Now, what I think is really funny, the first, it's R-E-E, and then Dickulous, D-I-C-K-U-L-U-S, but then they spell it the normal way in the rest of this little tidbit. Like, it really hurt them to spell it wrong, I think. But yeah, so of course, then I went to the next week. And you can just enjoy that headline at the top.
Oh, yeah, they spelled Pocahontas wrong, and then Ridiculous has the same crazy spelling, and Days is spelled different too.
Yeah, and they use different fonts. I can't imagine what it was like doing that with the lead type machines and getting that all like one letter at a time wrong. So that was really interesting. But okay, I was like, all right, so, and this was back when the newspaper was a lot bigger. And I don't have all the page numbers, but I think it was 2 sections.
Oh, wow.
So there's the front page. So then I just went through and highlighted, and I don't know that this is all the pages, but of the ones that I printed, I found 16 ads that mentioned Ridiculous Days. Some of them said, nothing ridiculous about this idea. Shop at Own's Supermarket. Schuff's had ridiculous prices that are ridiculously low, and they sold... looks like clothing, alarm clocks, watches, maybe jewelry. Yeah. And it's where bargains are really bargains. So there's those, and you can kind of just look at these. But we've got Ridiculous Days specials. Specials is spelled Specchuls. This was at the Art and Hobby Shop in Pocahontas. Now, not every ad was ridiculous, because there's just some farm supply ads that are regular, and Pontiac at the Cooker Motor Company apparently did not want to do something ridiculous. Since you also work at the Rialto, they have a new panorama giant size screen in 1954. Do you know anything about the panorama?
I don't.
So I thought that was kind of funny. Smith's supermarket. Always at Smith's, food prices are ridiculously low. Ridiculous but true. Fresh carrots, cello bag, like a cellophane bag, 5 cents.
Oh, I be paying those prices.
I know, and I didn't go and run. I often will run the inflation calculator, but I did not do that this time. But 5 cents for a bag of carrots. Of course, we don't know how much is in that bag, but probably 5 cents a pound is my guess. But let's see, Mitchell's. There's a lot of grocery stores in Pocahontas at the time. 3 ridiculous days at Mitchell's, and then ridiculous RED building prices at Pocahontas Lumber Store. I have no comparison for lumber prices. Don't even know. A clothing, Floral. Riverside Floral also sold dresses and rugs. They had ridiculously low, ridiculous but true. We will pay $1.50 per dozen, up to $5, or up to 5 dozen eggs. That seems like a very high rate for eggs in 1954. So you could basically trade your eggs for stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that is interesting. There were all 3 of these. Woodward's was giving $1.50 a dozen for eggs, so you could trade your eggs for coats and suits. And bring 2 dozen eggs, they're worth $3 on ladies' spring coats and suits.
Wow.
So you'd still have to pay some money, but you could get $3 off by giving 2 dozen eggs. That was probably a pretty good deal for the people raising the eggs. Do you see something?
I'm just looking at the dates on these, and
yeah,
it's just, it reminds me a lot of like Hometown Christmas and Art Walk that are the more retail focused. Yeah. But I still think there's a lot more. There were a lot more retail businesses then than we have now. We have more service businesses on our main street too.
Yes, that's a really good point. I think something like this worked because they, I can remember as a kid in the 80s, there were always a lot of sidewalk sales in the summer, at the end of the summer. And I think it's sort of a similar thing where we want to do a thing, everything's on sale. Yep. We've got these really good prices. We want to get people downtown. Yeah. The 50s, everybody's got a car. Every family has a car. They're starting to drive to Fort Dodge to go shopping or drive to Storm Lake or somewhere else. So it was probably sort of just like today, how do we keep people here? So Pocahontas Auto Company, during Ridiculous is how it's spelled, we will give away absolutely free a licensed runnable car. Nothing to buy, no obligation. Can't say that word. Obligation. Just place your name in the barrel. So. And
it is funny because like the 3 different ads all have different spellings of ridiculous on. That's like the running theme of this. There's got to be some word that's spelled a little crazy.
And then this one from Peterson Style Shop, they have the ad placement, instead of things being like readable, things are turned at 90-degree angles, sort of sideways. And this one's upside down. So I thought that was kind of funny. We're not clowning, instead of saying ridiculous, we're not clowning with, kind of a creepy clown. Thank you, Petty and Sons.
Could belong right in the haunted house, even.
Yes, absolutely. Let's see. And then more stuff that was upside down. Ridiculous Day at Hemker's. New aluminum donut maker. No dough rolling, no donut cutting. Makes 2 dozen donuts automatically with each filling. Regular $2.49, just 99 cents.
Wow.
That's a big discount right there.
That is.
So, and something was free. Free beacon wax to first 25 people in the store, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Now I kind of want to try and add upside down sometime in the paper and see how many people comment on it. Because I'm sure the assumption...
that would be really fun.
Right? Because the assumption would be, they misprinted this, like you should ask for your money back. And it's like, no, we did that so it would stand out more.
Yes. Yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I found those from 1954. And then I found references to ridiculous days at least through the mid 1980s. The last one that came up was 1987. In 1986, Pocahontas also had a Heritage Days celebration as part of Iowa Homecoming 1986, which I tried to look up some information, but just kept getting University of Iowa results, which was not what I wanted. But there was some big statewide celebration in 1986. This is from 1984, and I tried to run to the basement to find it, but I didn't have time to pull it out, and it would have been very cumbersome. But there are familiar names. We've got Marsha and Nathan Hamp in that picture. Let's see, Carol Hallman and Jim Hudson are in that picture. So this one, so 1984, there were just a lot of pictures. Ridiculous Days in Pokey are truly zany, and it was just almost a full page of photos.
And they're all in fun outfits.
They are all in fun outfits. So I think I should challenge you. We should do something that involves funny outfits.
That would be like some sort of costume contest thing.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know why it went away. I mean, there's not a story that says, "Oh, we're done with Ridiculous Days." I think it just faded and they switched.
Yeah.
But do you know when they started Heritage Days under that? Because I did not find that.
I think it would have been about that same year, because I remember Helen Beneke was telling me one time, I forget who she named, but they had booked the tent, and the tent was expensive, and so that's how the banners got started.
Okay.
And back in the day, they would hand sew all the banners.
Oh wow.
For people, well, maybe not hand sew, but they would make the banners themselves, and businesses, hung their banners, so then that went towards paying for the tent, so they could have the tent for all the outdoor events and things that they were doing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I'll have to ask her for that refresher of a story next time I see her.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I would be curious. But yeah, I mean that's Ridiculous Days. That's how it got started. I feel like Marsha had mentioned it before, but I'd never really looked at anything. And those ads, obviously this was the first year, and it was a big deal. I mean, I counted at least 16 ads, and again, I'm not sure that I looked at every page of that week's paper.
Yeah.
So, and they were big ads too. Full page ads, quarter page ads.
Yeah. That would be fun to somehow bring back in some capacity of just the crazy sales, crazy getting businesses in on that and having just something quirky. Each ad had something quirky to it that made it fun.
Yeah, I think it would be really fun. So anyway, I don't know if there was anything that you kind of had seen on sometimes it's just there's other fun stuff. I thought it was funny. We have an article on the front page of the paper that football practice started.
I think I saw one earlier too that was something else. Maybe classes started. Was that on one of the front pages?
Oh yeah, classes at public school to open Monday, August 27th. High school staff enlarged by 2 introduce Spanish in curricula. So it's the first year. 1962 was the first year they had Spanish at Pocahontas.
Wow, I wouldn't have guessed it would have been that long ago. But
and then it also says Catholic school classes will open after Labor Day. So those were front page, top of the fold stories. I also thought it was interesting. They had a photo of 2 Pocahontas County residents who were drafted in 1962. They, one from Lorenz and one from Pocahontas. I just thought that was kind of I don't know. It was interesting. It's not stuff that we necessarily think to put on the front page anymore.
Yeah. Annual moving day sees many changes.
Oh, what's moving?
I'm trying to...
Sorry, it's really hard to read.
Yeah. A list of movers. As complete as possible. There are a few changes of addresses this year. So it must have just been when they were updating the phone book or something.
Oh.
And then sharing, because it's following are the farm families whose new locations and changes of address have been called to our attention. And then they just list all of them.
It's kind of weird.
It is. This person moved from Gilmore City to... I guess it doesn't say. It just their farm moved.
Huh.
Yeah, but this one's from Fonda to a farm in Buena Vista County. Interesting.
Yeah. So old newspapers are always fun.
They are.
Kind of interesting.
And it is interesting, over the weeks of the podcast, even that some of the different stories you can call out of what did we run this as a story today?
Yeah.
And
there's a lot here. Now, I will say, I usually have a story. Well, we have a back to school page and lets people know. One thing that we run in the Record Democrat that I had not seen in other papers is the bus route stuff. And sometimes it's they used to run it in by family name. Hey, these are the families that are on these rural bus routes. so that everybody had a copy of it, which I thought was really interesting. And I don't know that we still do it exactly like that, but I remember like at least the first year I was here and I thought, oh, I feel like that is something that is a surprise in 2019 or whatever year it was. So yeah, it's just always really interesting to see what we would and wouldn't run. So all right, well, that is Ridiculous Days. Thank you all for listening. I hope you have a great rest of your day.